welcome to Nurse Doses. Today we're going to be talking about becoming a nurse. We're going to be just breaking down some of the key ideals of why should we become a nurse. What is the deal? What are the things that we should be thinking about when we are on the fence of becoming a registered nurse? So yeah, let's get into it. So basically, I'm a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for 10 years. My name's Antoinette. I have my bachelor's. And so I'm your expertise. I'm your go-to. I'm the person that's going to give you the advice, that's going to keep it real, and give you some, some structured criticism or just some FYI details. And so basically, there are three things that I believe that you should think about when you're on the fence and when you're thinking about coming into this field. So first, you just need to know why. Why should you join this organization? Why should you get into healthcare? There are a lot of reasons why. Obviously, healthcare is a big deal. You're always going to need healthcare. There's plenty of people that need help. There's plenty of people that are sick. So there is a need. There's always going to be a need. But three things that I'm thinking that you should probably start thinking about to see if you have what it takes to become a nurse. Number one, do you have compassion? Are you a selfless person? Are you someone that is a natural giver? You need to have that innate spirit, innate willingness to, be selfless, be sacrificial to yourself. Plenty of people get into this industry and they are not compassionate. They are not sacrificial. They are not selfless. There's plenty of things that are driving, people's reasons to get into this industry. Money, things of that nature. Thinking they're going to be rich. No, you won't be rich, but it is a good, income. So I would say start off with compassion. That is the number one thing that I feel that nurses do need to be able to take care of someone. Number two, do you have any interest in science? Do you have any interest in medicine? Medicine is forever changing. You need to remain flexible, learning the new, learning new guidelines, learning new processes, learning new, things that are coming down the pipeline. Have that hunger, have that willingness to want to learn about the body, learning about medicine, learn about how things work, physiology, and just have that innate energy and interest in that too. Number three. This is a big one. Can you stomach certain things? When you get into nursing, you're going to see a lot. Okay? You're going to see a lot. When I first started out in my career, I started out on the medicine floor. Actually, I worked a little bit at the nursing home. Did a few months there, and you're going to see a lot of things. You're going to see bodily fluids. You're going to see blood, people passing out. You're going to see emergent things. Can you handle emergencies? Do you have a stomach for certain things? Like I said, when I left the nursing home, I went over and did med-surg in the hospital. There are a lot of sick people in the hospital, people that can't do for themselves. You have to do things for them, meaning, take them to the restroom, change them, clean them. Are you okay with seeing poop and pee and those type of things? You have people with tracheostomies, holes in their throats. They can't breathe through their mouth or their nose. So they have holes in their trachea, and there's mucus that comes out. It's overproduced, and you have to use a suctioning to suck it out, and those type of things. The smells. Can you stomach this stuff? Are you okay with that? Just depending on where you're gonna go in your career, you're going to see these things, especially when you first start out, you're going to go to, nursing school and do clinicals and stuff like that. You're going to be introduced to these things. So those are some of the questions you should be asking yourself. Hey, is this something for me? And if your answers are yes to those three questions, then the next thing would be, hey, going to school. Are you a person in academia? Are you someone that is interested in going to school and continuing your education? This is a higher level of education. It takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of work, a lot of studying. Let me tell you, a lot, okay, of energy. Um, but if you're interested in going back to school, interested in continuing school, like from high school, and continue your education, I would say go for it. I did it. If I can do it, you can do it. It's a lot of hard work. Like I said, a lot of studying, um, a lot of tests, a lot of exams, but you feel good about yourself. Entering into that field, you're giving back. You're helping your community. You're helping the ones that can't help themselves. It's a good feeling. It's a selfless job. It's a thankless job, but it is a job, and you'll always have a job. That's one of the things I also looked at was job security. Um, you always have a job. You know, hopefully, AI doesn't take over and we, get um, replaced. I don't think we would be, but you're always going to have something to fall back on. So I would say, yeah, go for it, guys. Follow that journey, follow that dream, follow that innate feeling of wanting to give back and help. There's so many things in healthcare that you could do, but particularly I'm talking about nursing. That's my expertise, that's my lane. So I'm going to talk about nursing in particular, and especially registered nurse. There's different things you can do as being a registered nurse, and you can continue to gain more knowledge, gain more experience, gain more, go back to school and get more degrees, get more credentials, more certifications. Like I said, if you don't like one job, you can always go to another job, gain more experience there. I bounced around a little bit too in my journey. I've been a nurse, like I said, for 10 years, and it's been great. I've learned a lot. I have a lot more to learn. I'm interested in learning more. So, yeah, I would say go for it. If it's something that you're thinking about on the fence, I hope this helped a little bit to help push you forward and help you gain more insight. Okay, so I'll catch you guys on the next video. Y'all have a good one. Bye. If you enjoyed this content, check out my ebook. So You Want to Be a Nurse over at Amazon Kindle. Here's the link. Ta ta.